What's going on, everybody? My name is John Serwin, and this is my kitchen. Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I made this. 2 types of bread and butter pickles. This big old boy right here I call fresh packed, and right over here canned or preserved. Show you the techniques and how I did it coming up. Stay tuned. So, grab some mini cukes and I rinsed them all down. Now I have them just draining onto a plate, but to go ahead and slice all those up, I'm going to use mandolin. I bought these here's the other one. They're supposed to be like cut-proof gloves. And then I'm going to take a disposable glove, put it on top, because last time I did this, I dyed one of these green from the juice of the cucumbers. So I should probably nip off the tip, right? And then start sliding on through. So obviously, if you don't have a mandolin, you could just use a knife. Just take your time. But this does make it nice and quick. That's pretty good thickness. I think I'm going to keep it right at there. Yeah, I'm going to roll through all these cucumbers and then move on to the onions. All right, here's what 2 pounds of mini cucumbers sliced up looks like. Now we're going to slice up 1 white onion. So, show you what julienne is. I'm going to go ahead and take off this is the young end, and this is the root end of the onion. Take off both ends, slice it right in half. I usually take off like the first layer. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, but there you go. Look at that. That first layer has some imperfections, so why not? One part, and then the other half. So not only are you getting pickles, but you're also kind of getting bread and butter pickled onions. Let's see what that spot is when we get to it. You know what? Just gonna lop that off. There we go. I'm gonna use it. All right, so julienne is, instead of going with half moons this way, we are going to go, and I like to go with the contour of the onion and go up. So I'll show you what that looks like. Remember, always going against your knuckles here. I'm never getting it against my fingertips. Here we go. That's 1/2. Here's the other. We'll go ahead and throw this in with cucumbers. Because what we're going to end up doing after we get the bell peppers on here, we are going to put a whole bunch of kosher salt on here and let it sit in the fridge for about 2-3 hours. Red bell pepper, what I like to do for it, I go kind of rotate around the top, take that out, use my fingers, just go ahead and get in there and get that middle part out. Sometimes I'll use the bottom, sometimes I won't. Today, I don't think I'm going to. Then just give it a cut. I will take out the middle stems, or I'm not sure if those are considered stems. I'm not sure what they're considered. But clean those up. Clean this one up. And really, it's bad practice for you to cut towards yourself, so I don't want to show you that. I shouldn't do that. I should be better, but yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Don't cut towards yourself. And all I'm going to do is a little bit bigger than matchsticks. So just going to check and make sure all the stickers are off. I've done that before where I've sliced it up and the stickers are on there. Whoops. Going to saute it in a pan or something, and all of a sudden you got some plastic coming off. There we go. Like I said, bigger than matchsticks. One will do. And we'll throw this right in with our cucumbers and onions. I got 2 tablespoons of salt, kosher salt. So pure salt. You could use pickling salt. Anything that's pure salt. Iodized salt, just don't use that. We're going to go ahead and give this a little bit. You know what? I would use my hands, but I have a little bit of a nick on my thumb, and the salt would just murder me. So just going to mix it around with a spoon for now. We are going to cover this with some plastic wrap and throw it in the fridge for 3 hours. All right, over here at the stovetop, we're going to get our brine going. So got myself, what is this, a 3-quart. Look at that, 3-quart Made In Saucier. Made In isn't a sponsor yet, but maybe one day it could be. My shameless plug, we're going to go ahead and 3 cups of apple cider vinegar. We have 2 cups of white sugar. May seem like a lot of sugar, but it's way less than any of the store-bought stuff or other recipes that I have seen. We're also going to put in 1 cup of water. That'll help with the evaporation while we're cooking it off and simmering it. 1 cup of water. If you want to just buy a pickling spice, go ahead and do that. And it's probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons of that pickling spice, but I like making up my own. So this own pickling spice here is 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard seed, 3/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric or turmeric. That's below the clove you'll see over there. That's mostly for that color. It'll give it that crazy yellow color. I guess a little bit of flavor too. Then we got a 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed, 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove, and probably about a teaspoon. I honestly just grabbed a bunch of black pepper and threw it in there. Toss that on in. We got 6 cloves of lightly crushed garlic going in as well. So we're going to bring that up to a simmer. All right, now we obtained like a slight simmer and all of the sugar is melted, or dissolved, I should say. So we are just going to take this off the heat and let it steep. So in order to preserve our pickles, you don't want the jars to touch the bottom, so you set them on the canning appliance. Fill it up with about 1 inch of water over the top of the jar, and we're going to let this come up to a simmer, turn it off, and let it sit. We're not going to fully sanitize because when we are processing or canning the pickles, we're going to do it for over a half hour. If it's 10 minutes or less, you need to sanitize the jars. All right, now that we have achieved a simmer, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off and just cover it and let those bad boys sit in there. So if you can see, there's all that is moisture. That would make a very watery pickle. So we're going to go ahead and drain this, but we're not going to rinse it off. That salt that we put on there, we're going to knead it on there. Remember, we are just going to drain these, put them into a colander. You see all that coming out? Go ahead, drain it, but do not rinse it. We're going to let this sit for a few moments to fully drain. I'm going to go ahead and move them around a little bit. Take a paper towel, get some of the surface moisture off of there. Now we are prepared to get these things pickled. All right, now that we have our cucumbers, onions, peppers all drained and salted, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Got a little bit of steam. We are going to grab out our jars with some nice spring-loaded pickle jars here, or pickle grabbers. And the important thing is to go ahead and get that water out of there and not burn yourself. I'll just go ahead and lay that down, dry those off. I'm going to get this back on the stove because when we process the pickles, like at 185 degrees for 30 minutes. But in the meantime, put this back here. Then we're going to grab our brine that we have had sitting over here, staying warm. Move that. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to roll these a little bit to get them a little dry. I forgot, there is one special ingredient that we need. It's to keep the pickles nice and crisp. People that make these jars, ball mason jars, they have a pickle crisp granules, which is basically calcium chloride. So put 1/8 of a teaspoon in each jar, and then in the bigger jar, because these are going to be my fresh pickles in here, bigger jar, I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon. Now we're ready to fill. Take our canning funnel, nice clean hands, and fill her on up. I'm going to get it packed in there decently, but nothing crazy. That one's good. Do this one now. All right, that one looks pretty good. And then do the big boy here. Do the rest in the big boy. Let's see if I just pour this in. See all this much. Oops, a little different this time. All right, pour it. Shake it in. Toss it in. All right, here we go. Pickles in. Go ahead and discard this stuff. Fill the small ones first and then do the remainder of the brine in the big one. So that's been steeping. Gotta go ahead, get that off there, get a ladle, mix it around some. So brine starts going in. In your pockets. So now I'm gonna go ahead, take my skewer blunt end, and I'm gonna just move it around slightly, try and get whatever air pockets there were, which you see the brine has now gone down. And we're gonna put in a little bit more. There, looks good. Go ahead, get those down in there. And yeah, there we go. Just like such. That one's good to go. Repeat the process on this one. And now for the big boy, we're just going to go ahead and pour right in. Nice thing about this one, get the rest of that brine in there, put this in our... Since we are not canning this one, I am just going to mix it all up, cover it. Yeah, just going to let these sit at room temperature, cool down, and then we'll put them in the fridge. Now that we have these getting ready to be canned, we're going to go ahead and give a nice wipe to the tops. Just clear off any debris if there's anything on there. And then we're going to use new jar lids. You could reuse the rings, but if you're canning, you got to make sure you have brand new lids, because these will make the vacuum and suck it down on there. So put that on, and then when you tighten up the ring, it's just called fingertip tight. So what I'll do, 2 fingers, and as tight as I can make it with 2 fingers. That's it. Same with this one, because you want enough, when you're putting it into the water bath, you want that air from inside is going to escape up and out. You need enough pressure to let it escape up and out, and that's what will create that seal to suck this back down in. So there you go. Got those sealed up. When we put it back into our water bath, we want the temperature, oh, excuse me, Archie, between 120 and 140 degrees. So when we put the jars into the water, we want it between 120 and 140 degrees. So we're going to take our jars, grab our little pickling grabber, remember this thing, and just drop them in. Drop one in here. Whoops. That's all right. If that should be able to get the other one in, and then drop the other one in here. You can do a whole bunch of pickling at once if need be, but right now, just doing 2 of them. You can already start seeing some of the air escape. Now we're going to heat this up to 185 degrees and leave it there for 30 minutes. All right, so a half hour is now elapsed, or I guess has gone by. Let's go ahead and grab my tongs, and I got a little drainage rack over here. Give a little bit of a tilt to get the water off on top. Let this cool to room temperature. Well, getting no spillage, so that's good. I'm going to leave these on the cooling rack and kind of dry off the tops just a little bit. And yeah, we'll check back in with them when they're all cooled down. All right, and there you have it, folks. These were the ones that were canned or preserved. All I did was leave them out room temperature for the last 24 hours, and then you just got to take it. You could take these rings off now, and then just, as long as there's no, and all right, let's risk this. Let's see how this works out. Should be vacuum sealed, so really happy that worked out, because you know what? I did not test that before. Let's live life on the edge and do the other one too. Why not? Feels good. All right, let's see if I'm doing cleanup or not. Hey, not too shabby. All right, let's go ahead and flip those rings on. So these are the canned or preserved ones that I did in the hot water. You could also just go ahead and, I think they're called fresh pack or cold pack. I guess we'll taste it. Try it out. First time using that that product by Ball, the Crunch Enhancer, basically. Not like Clark Griswold, but sort of. Sort of the same name, I guess. All right, let's see. Oh. Oh. Son of a... Right in the eye. How did I do that? I'm going to have to play that back. Wow, that burns. Stings. All right, so be careful when testing them. But although it's trying to take out my eyesight, that is delicious. That was sweet, tangy, crisp. I would highly suggest this. So yeah, whatever route you want to go, fresh packed, canned, this would be great on some pulled pork. If you want to check that video out, check it out right here. I don't have that video yet, nor do I know how to tag it in there, but one of these days I will be able to, and that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, go ahead and give these a shot. Let me know if you do, tag, comment, and yeah, I appreciate you coming by. Just remember, you're only making food out of ingredients until you sit down and share them with the loved ones. Then it's a meal. All right, guys, greatly appreciate it. Thanks for following me on my journey, and we'll see you next time.